Testing, testing. Greetings, everyone. Hey. Better late than never, right? Yeah, the goal here is we're making a lot of progress this week with the filming. So I kind of want to make sure we get at least a little something done every day, even if it's just like 2 or 3. Ideally more, because we've got quite a backlog to get through. But, you know, I figure if we can at least get a couple done every day, then that is good. That is good. I'm going to turn all of the heat off, because, yeah, when you have all the lights on and stuff, it tends to get a little warm. But we're not going to waste too much time today. I kind of want to get right into it, get a few more in the can, and then, you know, go to bed around sunup rather than 9 in the morning like last night. That was kind of mad. There we go. And put this one on. And get the other one. Get all our pretty lights going. So pretty.
Bluetooth mode.
Yeah, that's good. It kind of looks like she has freckles. Alright, cool. Made a delicious slow cooker stew for Rose and I tonight. When can we get a little zoom in here? Hello, camera. You want this hand? Okay, fine. The camera is ignoring me. Anyway. Made a delicious slow cooker stew tonight, and we also had some leftover pasta. It was the pasta we made, I don't know, last week. Didn't have any meat in it, but we got some meat to put in it, so we made it into a nice meaty pasta, and had that basically for dinner. And then I guess it was like lunch for us, because we're kind of night owls here, but and then I put a slow cooker stew on, which we then had for dinner later, and turned out really good. Basically cut the so you know I get those pork loins, right? So I cut them up into pork chops, but there's usually one of the two ends is like very tender, like very much the tenderloin, and it doesn't really work well as pork chops. It kind of like falls apart and stuff. But it's great to cut up for like stir fries or stews or things like that, or just to do like a roast. So what I did was I cut off the ends. I had 2 pork loins, so I cut off the ends of both of them, the tender parts, and then cubed them, just cut them up into cubes, and then made a nice stew with that. A very meaty stew. There's actually a lot more meat in it than I realized, but no complaints. We love meat around here. So, I'm already kind of tired, so this isn't going to be like a super, super long stream, but I wanted to get at least a few more videos in the can, if we can. Wordplay. So that's what we're gonna do. Need my magic card. Where does it go in? Over here? Yeah. There. And put that in there. And lock that in. And we should have fully charged batteries. I put the fully charged one in here last night and then put the other one on the charger. So we should be good there. Yeah, I know, just okay. Now, how do I even, I don't know how to get into the menu. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna sit down for this. Hold on. Let's see here. No. Set. Oh, no, here. Menu. How do I scroll? Can I just click on it? Oh, there we are. No. Trying to see where there's usually a way to format the card. Is it here? Ah, here it is. Yeah, there we go. Because and we're done. Well, that was fast. Alright, so let's get out of the menu. And there we go. Okay. I cleared off all the footage last night. I haven't, I usually retitle the, gotta put that there. There we go. I usually retitle the files to something relevant to whatever it is, so it's, you know, easier to determine what everything is. And hello, Andy Kishore, by the way. Only person in the chat right now. Well, I didn't expect there to be a huge turnout tonight because we're starting really late. For those watching the VOD, we started about 2:35 a.m. It's like the old video letter days, where I'd be just, you know, on a whim, I'd fire up the camera at 3 in the morning and do like a 45-minute entry. So, I mean, we might only go for an hour tonight. I don't know. We'll see how the vibe is. We want to. Oh, that's the. Oh my God! Don't tell me you didn't just start licking again, did you? Church, knock it off. Yeah, he's definitely got a problem because he should not be licking as much as he is. Just comparing to, I mean, I know that cats groom themselves a lot during a day, a typical day, and that's fine. But he's not just grooming, he's like digging and scratching and biting and like he's hurting himself, he's injuring himself. So, but it gets into the vicious cycle, right? Where it's like he bites and claws and scratches and breaks the skin, and ends up having a little cut there. And then as it's healing, it gets itchy again, so he scratches it and bites it and claws at it more, and it just never heals. So it's like a vicious, it gets stuck in this vicious cycle of constantly trying to relieve the itchiness and the irritation, but never getting any headway because he doesn't, you know, he doesn't have the brain cognizance to just bear with it for a little bit and let it heal, and then he'll feel fine. He has to keep constantly chewing at it, and it just makes it worse and worse, right? So, part of the problem is he goes absolutely batshit crazy if we try to trim his claws. Eclipse doesn't care. She just, you know, tolerates it and you know, then gets on with her day. Church, however, gets like really defensive if you try to trim his claws. So Rose and I are going to have to basically double team him to hold him down to have his claws trimmed. The other thing is I actually did order a cat collar, kind of like a cone, but it's not a cone. It's like just a big collar to stop the constant licking and let his wounds heal. And we've got spray for his wounds and stuff that it's like polysporin for cats, basically. So the collar will mean he can't keep irritating the injuries, and then of course will also help us to, you know, make it difficult for him to attack us when we're trying to trim his nails. So we're going to trim his claws, put him in the collar, treat his wounds, and between all of that, that should take care of the issue. Now, we've checked multiple times. They do not have fleas. It's not fleas, and if that was the case, they'd both be doing that, right? So Eclipse just grooms herself normally, but Church is injuring himself, so we need to get that fixed. So cat collar's on the way. It should arrive tomorrow or Thursday, so hopefully only a couple more days of the mad, crazy, incessant licking of doom, and then we can actually finally help him out and get him all fixed up. So he's gonna hate us for a few days because it's gonna be an unpleasant first day for sure. I mean, he's had to have the cat cone before, like, you know, when they got neutered and spayed, we had to put them in the collar so they wouldn't be chewing on their stitches and stuff. But same kind of deal, and we've had to put him in it before for the same reason. Like, he's too rough on himself when he scratches himself and stuff. And the big problem, as I say, is because he fights tooth and nail. It becomes a flurry of teeth and claws if we try to trim his nails. He does not like being confined. Eclipse, on the other hand, is totally chill and doesn't give a shit. She just submits to you, but and is, you know, quite happy to cooperate. So anyway, we're gonna work around that as much as we can tonight and tomorrow, and then it'd be nice if it arrived tomorrow and we can just get started on that.
Gee Willikers, Zed is up real late to get some filming in. What a hard-working lad. Crolatin will be here as long as he can. Piss shit cum poop, holy fuck, cats need so much fucking money to exist properly.
I know, right? Thankfully the cat collar isn't too expensive. It was only like $20. And I made sure to get the most humiliating one possible. He's gonna look like a little pumpkin. I think it'll actually be really cute. It seemed appropriate to me because he's our Halloween cat, and so we'll put him in a little pumpkin collar, and he's gonna hate us. I know he's gonna hate us. He hated us so much the last time we had to put him in a cone, and yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I just hope that, I mean, he's smart. He's a smart little guy, except when it comes to treating his injuries. But he's definitely got some problem-solving abilities, and we'll see. Hopefully he won't figure out how to get out of it, and we can, you know, we can give him the help that he needs. Gotta take care of our fur babies, right? So yeah, I guess what it was, it's just kind of occurred to me how good it feels to be actually getting stuff done now, finally, after not doing anything for so long. I'm quite excited about how things are going, and I figure as long as it's like the whole thing they say about battling ADHD is like, don't overwhelm yourself with the bigger picture all the time. So it's really easy, because I can look at all of this and just go, ugh. Like, I look at the shelf, you just see a bunch of Blu-rays. I look at the shelves and I immediately see which ones I need to do updates for that I haven't done yet. So that's all videos I need to do, and there's a lot. I haven't even done a count in the horror section. I just did a count for the non-horror stuff, and I numbered, by the way, the other day. I said there was 300. No, there's about 300 total. That's a guesstimate of how much is in the horror section. The non-horror stuff there's about 100 of updates and closer looks to do. And that, I don't remember if that factors in the ones that we started doing 4 years ago, but we're gonna redo those as well at some point in some form. Some of them need to be updated anyway because there's been new additions to some of those collections, and also new camera. So all the old footage is done with the old camera, and I have set a higher standard of picture quality for these that I don't want to go back. We just want to go forward, so that means we're basically just kind of scrapping all that work we did back in the summer of 2021 and starting over. We can officially say most of 2021 was a waste of time. Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, I was in really rough shape that year, so I'm amazed I did anything at all, quite frankly. So, yeah. He had calmed down and seemed to be falling asleep, and then he just dive-bombed into his butthole again and has been licking and drooling for the past 10 minutes. We're just going to have to work around it. I can't do it while he's doing that. There was a couple of instances yesterday where I was in the middle of a video and I could hear him, and I just basically started talking louder so that it wouldn't pick up on mic, so I just kind of would push through and get the damn video done. And we're probably going to do some of that tonight as well. What did we do? We do the, we did the different, I got to add the insert shots, the new insert shots into the previous insert shots directory. I haven't sorted the footage from yesterday yet, I just transferred it. So, yeah. Gonna have to push through. Yeah, exactly. That's alright. I mean, so what I was gonna say is like the whole ADHD thing is don't get too wrapped up in everything that needs to be done, especially if things have piled up. Just try to get a few things done each day. Just chip away at it. So at least if you get a few things done each day, you can go to bed knowing that you accomplished something. So, I mean, nothing's worse, and I've experienced this a lot over the past year or so that we've been trying to get back up and running again. Going through a day and just kind of pissing it all away. I go to bed feeling like a piece of shit because I didn't get anything done, So, partly, doom scrolling and just generally ADHDing and, ghost timing the day away in whatever form it may take. Sometimes it's just zoning out, man, like, oh, a little piece of plastic on the floor. Yeah, we gotta keep these little pieces of plastic off the floor because Church likes to chew on them. Last thing we need is him choking on it, choking on something, but yeah. So let's see, what do we got here? Maybe the next one we'll do is the animations. We got 3 more. Well, we got 2 animations, and then we have Daleks in color, which was the what was that for the anniversary? I think. Yeah, I think it was the 60th anniversary. We watched this on Discord actually. We had like a Dalek day where we watched. God, we watched so many variations of the same story. We watched Daleks in color. You see that? You can kind of see that there. Yeah, like that. We watched Daleks in color, and then we watched the original 7-part black and white version, so the uncut version. And then we watched the movie, Doctor Who and the Daleks, starring Peter Cushing, which again was based on the same story. So that was a fun, very long day of Doctor Who goodness. So, yeah. Good stuff. And then we got 2 more animations. We got the Underwater Menace and the Celestial Toymaker. So, and just in time, because there's another one coming. We got the Savages coming. And they just announced that they're going to be stepping up production and have basically committed to animating all of the missing episodes. Basically doing what I said they should be doing all along is you know, do the single stories. And then you got the collection sets. So it means that this completes stories so they can do the earlier seasons, right, in some form. And there'll be a lot of discs in those. Holy shit. Because, I mean, a lot of these sets here are 2 or 3 discs. Man. Yeah, I needed to recover a little bit after the stew as well. I was just like, I had the meat sweats and I was just like carb crashing. So, so I made some coffee. And, yeah, we're feeling better now. Lick, 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 lick. Church, put a sock in it. Come on, you've been going. I postponed the stream in the hopes you would be finished. I mean, you'd think you'd get tired at some point just from the, like, licking and licking and licking. It's got to be exhausting. Yeah. So there's 7 there that are just straight up updates. And then there's 2 that would also be unboxings and closer looks. We're probably not going to do those tonight because that requires a little bit more like additional setup. I almost wonder with the closer looks if it would be easy, because I was going to just do it at the desk there, like here, but that's such an awkward place to put the camera. Like I just wouldn't be able to get to things very comfortably. So I was just thinking, since we did the massive unboxing the other day with Mom's collection, it was really handy having that table. So, and I just have it right over there, and it's pretty easy to just unfold it, and it's already like at a perfect height for me to be sitting in the chair and be able to access the table. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just do it on the table, you know. And then I have a little more room too. I can move things around and stuff. So, and do it the way we used to do it, where I'd sit behind the table like the other table, and then have the camera on the other side and just kind of do it upside down, and that worked really well. So maybe we'll do that. So maybe what, yes, utilize the fucking table. What's funny is that's actually Rosie's. She bought that with some of her inheritance money because she had ideas for YouTube videos that she wanted to do, and one of them was gonna, you know, be like kind of looking at stuff and rating things or whatever or something like that. And that's what the table was for. And then she got a couple of fold-out chairs as well, and we're probably going to use the fold-out chairs too. So, hey, Iceman! With the part of what? No, that number cannot be right. How many people? 243? Damn! That is the most people we've had here in a long time. Holy crap! What happened? You became popular all of a sudden. Well, congratulations. You absolutely deserve it, man. That's crazy. Oh, you got raided. Oh, I see what happened. You got raided, and these are the people that stuck around, and then you're re-raiding over to us. Yeah. Okay. Well, hello. Riding the raid train tonight. Nice. Who was it? Joel and Data. Okay. I don't know them, but thank you, Joel and Data. A raid train that might end with Z. Yeah. Well. That's entirely possible, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If there's still a lot of people around when we sign off, remind me, and we'll raid out at the end. It's something I really need to do more often, honestly. But yeah, I'm terrible for that. What's that? 332 people. Well, hi guys. So I'm Zarin Isaac. My sort of big claim to fame is YouTube. I've been doing YouTube since 2006. I have quite a video collection that I do videos about. Most of it's in the darkness there. Tonight, we're actually filming a few videos for YouTube. Talking about a bunch of new stuff I got for the Doctor Who collection. Can I get the zoom going on this thing? Oh, there we go. Okay, and then we stop. Hold on. Yeah. AI camera. Yeah, so back here in the spooky lighting, we have my horror collection. It's kind of obscured by Emily, Bob, and the ghost girl who still doesn't have a name. I'm hoping she doesn't haunt me for that. But, yeah, so I do like all kinds of different streams. I do a lot of gaming streams. Currently, we're playing, doing a replay of Far Cry 2, the old classic, and play a lot of Fortnite. We're also playing Sonic Origins. I play a lot of FTL, Faster Than Light. It's kind of a roguelike sci-fi game that's fun. Yeah, a lot of retro games, stuff, horror games. I'm in the middle of a long overdue to get back to playthrough of the Dead Space remake. Actually, that was probably my first big claim to fame, which was playing the original Dead Space on YouTube way back in 2008. We haven't been able to fully confirm it, but I may actually be the very first YouTuber to use a reaction cam. I know Curlatin was researching that a while back and couldn't find anybody earlier than me. So, hi, first reaction cam guy. Oh no, I just killed the. Hold on, stop. It's gonna start zooming in and out. Okay, there we go. I forgot. That's the gesture that the camera recognizes, and then the zoom goes crazy. So yeah, so I do. In addition to that, I do a lot of like just chatting streams, behind the scenes stuff. I like to involve the viewers in the production process, and we chat along the way, and stuff like that. So tonight we're filming. Other nights we'll just kind of chill and edit, and you know, I'll put Vegas up on the screen, and everybody can just kind of watch and see how editing works. And yeah, so pretty cool. Yeah, well, there you go. Curlatin just confirmed. Says, haven't found anyone earlier the way you utilized it. Yeah. Now it's, of course, now back then, they didn't have, like, streaming software like this. I had to do it the old-fashioned way. I literally had 2 Digital 8 camcorders, one to record the game and one to record the reactions, and then I'd piece it all together and sync it up in the editing. Just a little cumbersome, and took a lot of hard drive space. But nowadays, of course, you can just do it live with streaming software. It's so much easier. And, yeah, we have a good time here. Generally pretty chill. Unless I'm in a pissy mood and then I'm yelling at everybody. But I try not to do that too much. I'm generally a pretty good-natured dude and fairly chill. And we talk about just whatever. Usually collecting and geeky things and video games and stuff like that. Iceman's actually been a part of my community and a regular viewer for forever, and is one of my original mods actually here on Twitch, and Curlatin being another one. Both of them very much competing for the spot of super mod extraordinaire. And then, of course, Iceman, as you probably know, just got into doing a lot of live streaming himself, which is great. It's good to see. Good to see everyone, keeping it going, keeping the dream alive. So I've been doing streaming live. I've been a content creator since 2006. I've been live streaming on Twitch since regularly since about 2013, and there used to be a big archive of my gameplays here, but they are gone now because Twitch changed their rules about how many videos you could store. Oh well. Let me think. And then I went full-time as a content creator in 2018. So I now do this as my job, basically. So some months go better than others. It's a bit of a stressful job, but I wouldn't trade it for anything, because, it's nice being your own boss and just being able to do your own thing. And especially nice when people like what you do, and a lot of people seem to like what I do, so that's good, which is why I keep doing it. So there we go. A bunch of shit. Yes, I do a bunch of shit. So there we go. So anyway, I was just about to fire up the camera. My current camera is a Canon EOS R5. Very nice camera. I got a big inheritance recently, so basically upgraded all my gear. And I'm just getting back into the swing of things, doing videos for YouTube and making use of all that gear for something other than playing 15-year-old Far Cry games. But yeah, so pretty cool. So this camera can actually shoot in up to 8K, 30 frames per second. I do everything in 4K, 60 frames per second. I like the higher frame rate. So yeah, plus 8K just seems like overkill for YouTube, and just some dude talking about his video collection. I mean, 4K is overkill for that, but I don't know. I'm a movie junkie, so I like to put a little extra into the production value. Yeah, that's what it is. Twitch doesn't allow you to store more than 100 hours of highlights and uploads. When I got that notification, it gave me the total that I currently had, and between 2013 and now, I had about 3,700 hours of videos. Now, all of those are also on YouTube in some form, so I wasn't too broken up about, wiping the archive on Twitch. But come on, Twitch, let us have some kind of video archive. I mean, I think part of the reason was they were saying that, people don't watch them. It's like, well, yeah, because your search system sucks. Nobody can find them. If you promoted the videos and didn't just promote the clips, they only promote clips, like the little 1-minute snippets, which is fine. Everybody loves some short-form snack food content from time to time. But a lot of people, especially people who watch gaming streams and chatting streams and like podcast-type streams, like the long-form stuff. So I had both on Twitch for people to explore and enjoy. And I know I wasn't the only one. A lot of people do that. So it was kind of gutting to have to just annihilate that collection that had been built up over like literally a decade, So anyway, whatever. I mean, really, they have no one to blame but themselves. They wanted people to watch the videos. They needed to put them into the rotation somewhere. They needed to have a more robust search system. I don't know why they just can't seem to figure that out. Like, they've never been able to figure that out. Oh, well. I guess they just wanted to shift the focus more heavily back to the live streaming part of it. So, thankfully, that limit doesn't apply to like VODs and clips. It just applied to highlights and highlights with the longer form clips, I guess. And a lot of people would use it just to archive their streams, myself included. I have to put the hand down quickly or the camera will start zooming again. So yeah, that's kind of where that's at. But yeah. Hey, Johnny Bomb, thank you. Yeah, I mean it's been a bumpy road to be sure. Definitely some highs and lows, but I think we're about to enter into a new golden age. I feel very excited about where things are going. Oh, did I just give away my Canadianness? I said about. Yeah, I'm from Canada. Hello. We like ketchup chips here. Now I want ketchup chips. Why did I say that? Anyway, yeah. What was that? If it keeps zooming, I'm a be sick. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know why it's like it's supposed to be like an intelligent zoom, like very basic ass AI, but it seems to have trouble deciding what to lock on to. Like it'll just I wish we'd taken more clips of them actually, but it would like crash zoom onto my shirt or something, or like some random thing on my desk, and like just out of nowhere, like no prompting whatsoever. We just decide, oh, I have to look at that. So you get this big pixelated zoom into some random thing. But yeah, but then I figured out how to turn it on and off, and it's just by this hand gesture, so I can actually demonstrate. And it doesn't always recognize the hand gesture. You want this hand? This hand? No, hold on. Come on. There we go. Okay. You saw it move a little bit. So it'll start zooming, like, it'll decide what it wants to zoom in and out on. It might do nothing. It's just going to make me look like a fool now. Like, you're not even going to do it now, are you? No, you're not going to do it. Alright. It'll do it when it feels like it. When it's the most irritating time to do it, that's when it will do it. Do I need to, I don't know, do I need to like move around a bit? What if I, oh, hey, look at that. That was actually good because it zoomed out to show me. So like if we sit back down. See, now it's actually doing it properly. Like, that's how it should be. You're making me look bad. Zoom more badly. I'm trying to make a point here. Oh, well. Anyway, I'm sure it will. It'll find an excuse to go haywire. I swear the damn thing's sentient. AI is going to just destroy us all. It heard me trash talking. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to just do things properly now. It's literally doing it perfectly right now. That's, yeah, I give up. Hey, we have VGA viewers, 256. Very nice. I probably just dated myself there. Yeah. Hello. I'm a Gen Xer, if anyone's wondering, trying to guess my age. I won't tell you my exact age, but I am from Generation X, so, you know, whatever. Huge freak for 80s cartoons. Love 80s cartoons and anime from that era. Yeah, big horror nut, big sci-fi nut. Well, I mean, you can see this whole section behind us here. This is my horror library. So we got Blu-rays and 4Ks there, DVDs on the shelf in the corner, and then books and graphic novels. Big box sets up top. You probably, well, you can't see now because it zoomed out again, but yeah, some figures. Emily, can I? There. Emily here is actually an animatronic. I don't have her turned on right now because just trying to conserve the mechanics, as it were. We had it running quite a lot during Halloween season. So for now, she's just in her statuesque beauty, keeping Skeleton and Ghost Girl company. But the main reason they're where they are is because I'm in the middle of doing a whole bunch of collection updates for my YouTube. And behind them is a table with stacks and stacks and stacks of stuff. It's just a disaster. So I thought, well, how can I cover that up in an interesting way while I do the Doctor Who updates? Because, you know, we got the Doctor Who shelf here. But, I mean, I can't, like, just... Like, great, you can see that, but you can still see behind me, right? So I can't really block that off. So I thought, well, why don't I just I'll put all these characters there, and they can kind of just be lurking in the background. And, you know, that's at least something interesting to look at that doesn't have, you know, isn't so much of a disaster. So, anyway. Has Church stopped being a shit? Church is my black cat. He's got some owies, which we got a collar on the way so we can help treat them. And he just keeps licking and licking and licking, trying to, you know, because it's itchy or annoying or hurts a little bit or whatever. So, but of course he doesn't stop to let them heal. We keep trying to help him heal, but he won't stop because he's a cat, and cats are dumb that way. So, he's getting the cone of shame. We had to get a new one because his old one is, like, too small for him. But, he's going to have one that's, like, one of those big collars. And it looks like a pumpkin, so he'll be a little pumpkin head. And we're going to help him out and get his owies all fixed up. We got another cat who's a tortoise shell, very chill. And she has no owies. She's fine. She's good. But both from the same litter. Hey, greetings, Fritz Zorn and Solid Snake 1989. Says, what have you ever gotten into the Stalker games? I have all of them. I haven't actually got around to playing them yet, though. I definitely like to, because as you say, it does look like something. I love post-apocalyptic stuff. So, excuse me. So. Yeah, definitely something I'd like to check out. I recently played the Mad Max game, for example, from 2015. Absolutely loved it. It was so good. Such an underrated gem. So yeah, if you like Mad Max or post-apocalyptic stuff, definitely check out that game. It's pretty solid and a lot of fun. One of the few I just wanted 100% because I was having so much fun with it. I didn't want to leave that world, you know. But... yeah, that's good stuff. So here, intense sci-fi action horror, PS4, a nice physical edition of the original trilogy. Well, I have them all on PC, so we're gonna crank up the visuals. If you're wondering what my system is, I actually have two. They're basically twins. They're both i9s with RTX 4090s. I do need to put more memory in them, though. They've only got the stock 16 gigs. So, yeah. So, you know, good for games. I wanted something that was, like, just stupidly powerful, A, for rendering YouTube videos more quickly, especially making the leap to 4K. And then also for playing high-end games with everything cranked. Yeah. Big fan of Cyberpunk 2077. And that was definitely a good trial by fire, I guess, for the new system. And yeah, everything cranked. It didn't even break a sweat. Didn't hiccup once. So, yeah, pretty happy. Pretty happy with that. So, what's my opinion on the BioShock games? I love them. The original, for sure. You hate the boss fight? Oh, at the last, like at the end? Yeah, fighting. Well, I won't say who the boss is, just for anybody who, because it's kind of a big spoiler. Yeah, I played the first one a couple of times, actually. Like 2 or 3 times, I think. I've only played the second one once. I didn't like it as much. It just felt like kind of a cash grab, like more of the same, and didn't have the same level of story or atmosphere. The first one is a legit masterpiece, though, and that's one I will revisit again and again. I do have the remastered collection of that. I still haven't played Infinite. I need to play Infinite one of these days, the one in the Air City, which is kind of a neat idea. So, yeah, but I love the first one. It's great. Oh, yeah, also, I highly recommend reading the novel, the tie-in novel that they did, BioShock Rapture. It's actually a prequel, and it's all about Andrew Ryan and Frank Fontaine, and sort of their original relationship and how Rapture came to be. It's really good. It's a really good tie-in that I highly recommend to anyone who's a fan of the games. So, was it really? Was that the first impressions game? I know I did the demo. Yeah, I played the demo, the PS3 demo. And you can tell it's the early version of the demo, too, because it's still got the janky textures before they had some issues with the textures originally. And, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the demo. Well, that was a big deal, too, because I remember that originally came out on Xbox, and all my Xbox friends were, like, rubbing it in my face about what an awesome game it was. Like, haha, you can't play it. And then it came out on PS3, and they're like, good, you can play it. But there was still, like, the stupid, like, console rivalry going on at the time, and, like, I had Xbox players commenting on my demo, my playthrough of the demo playthrough. And it's like, yeah, well, we've had that game for a year already. In fact, I think I'll go and play it right now. Meanwhile, you have to wait for it to be released still. You only have the demo. It's like, so? I'll get to play it in a little bit. Like, what's the rush? It's not going anywhere, you know? I never understood that kind of attitude. It's like, oh, I have to be the first to play everything. Yeah, I got shit in my library that's literally 15, 20 years old that I still haven't played and possibly never will. I don't need to play something the minute it comes out. I'll play it when I'll get it when it goes on sale or when it shows up on, like, PlayStation Premium for free as part of my subscription, you know. I don't need to be first in line. I do not care about that. I play games because I enjoy games. You know, I've got, like, a bunch of different game launchers on PC. I've got PS2, 3, 4, and 5. Sony PlayStation fanboy, what can I say? There is a reason for that, though. Mainly because, until recently anyway, Sony PlayStation exclusives were properly exclusive. Whereas a lot of Xbox exclusives would also come out on PC. So I'm like, well, why would I buy an Xbox then? I have a PC. I can just play them on PC. You know? So, I don't know. Not everything, but I mean, most of the ones that I would want to play came out on PC. Or they were just multi-platform to begin with. But just talking exclusives. That was really the long and the short of it was PlayStation just had more exclusives that were of interest to me. So that was that. Also, the Blu-ray player. It was actually PS3 was my first Blu-ray player. PS2 was my first DVD player. PS5 was my first 4K player. So I now have dedicated both. But yeah, kind of neat. I guess in terms of to further age myself, the first video game I ever played was one called TV Scoreboard, which was a home game, which was a Pong knockoff. And yeah, so I've been playing, well, I think it says in my bio, I've been playing games badly since Pong was the big new thing. But it goes back even farther than that. The first actual game, like computer game of any kind I ever played, was Hangman on an old teletype machine that used punch cards. I don't think it had a keyboard. Honestly, I'm a little fuzzy on that. I've been trying to find, like, I've been looking up pictures of old computers from that era and trying to find something that rang a bell. Like, I was really young when I played. I was, like, probably, like, 7, 8 years old when I played on that thing. And then, yeah, and then a couple of years later, we got the home Pong system. And then later, a friend of mine got an Atari 2600, so I played on that. And I was like, oh, wow, it's more than just dots and lines. It's actual characters and color and sound. It was just mind-blowing. You know, and then a couple years, 1 or 2 years after that, my dad brought home a ColecoVision. So the ColecoVision was my first, like, proper game system. And then we got the Atari 2600 expansion module, and I actually think I ended up buying more Atari 2600 games than I did ColecoVision games, because they were cheaper. A lot of them were in the bargain bins at the time for like a couple of bucks. So yeah, I just kind of loaded up on those. An Odyssey 2, wow. Yeah, see, I didn't have any of those. I didn't know anybody who had any of those, but those are pretty neat. Like the first like game consoles. They just seem so janky and cumbersome by like didn't they? They're the ones that had like the plastic overlays for your CRT screen, right? And it would literally be, it was like a cellophane overlay, and they had 3 different sizes to fit like different sizes of CRT screen. So the actual console itself would output black and white, like dots and stuff. But based on the overlay would kind of give you the layout of the play field. So, and it would literally just use the static of the screen to stick to the screen, you know. So the magic of, well, you know, science. So it's like magic. But yeah, I remember I've seen videos about those, but I never actually saw one in person. It's pretty crazy. So again, when like things like the Atari 2600 came out, it blew everybody away. He said, "What? We don't have to put cellophane on our screen anymore?" That must just seem so alien to younger viewers. Like just all the jank we had to go through just to play a damn video game, you know? Crazy. Well, and then the early computers running off tape drives. I remember a friend of mine had a Commodore VIC-20, and we were gonna play. What was it? We were gonna play Gorf. I remember Gorf. It was, look it up. It was basically an early like outer space shooter, kind of like Galaxian, but it was like a home one. So I remember like sleeping over at his place, and he was like, "You want to play Gorf?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Okay, let me start it loading." So he started it loading, and then we went out to play because it was going to take like half an hour to load. So we went out and, I don't know, went and got like a Slurpee or something, and they just putzed about outside, and then we came back and like, oh, the game's loaded, so then we could play. What was great was with those old systems is sometimes you'd be waiting for it to load, and then it would crash in the middle of loading. So what are you gonna do, right? So basically like playing a board game on the TV. Yeah, if you look up pictures of the Odyssey, it's like that you can see like they'd have 3 different sizes of cellophane sheets for each game to accommodate different sizes of screens. Now, I think it was a case of like one size fits all, so I'm sure, you know, they probably had the most popular 3 sizes, but it wouldn't necessarily fit every TV. I don't know if you could like adjust it to like conform to if there was some kind of like screen shrink or grow, because CRT was scalable, right? So you could actually shrink the image or expand it if it had the controls for that. But it definitely had that capability. I know because I have an old Commodore 1084S monitor for my Amiga, and it had that capability where you could scale the image. So I would use it to play PAL games because it was an NTSC format screen. So I could just kind of, because PAL is a taller resolution, it's more lines of resolution, so I could kind of shrink it down and get the full PAL image that way. But so I wonder if there was a way you could do that with the Odyssey, like if it had a way to kind of scale the image to fit if it wasn't exactly conformed to your screen size. I don't know. It'd be kind of neat if it did, but yeah. Streets of Rage. Oh, I love the soundtrack for Streets of Rage. Yeah. I first got, I used to have a Sega Genesis with the Sega CD attachment. Sadly, one of the few consoles I ended up selling Never sell your consoles, kids. You will regret it. 100%. You will regret it. Don't sell your consoles. You know, easier to get games back than it is to get the console. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, when I got the Sega CD, it came with a sampler disc that had a few different games on it. It had Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, which was an FMV game. I now have that on PC, actually, slightly upgraded version. It was quite nice. And Columns. So that was my first experience playing Columns. Loved Columns, played the hell out of it. And the first Streets of Rage. Oh, and it also had Golden Axe. Golden Axe, yeah. So it's a nice little compilation of games. Golden Axe, I think, had CD tracks for the audio. It basically was the same, they used the same music as the arcade version, I believe, so it was slightly better sound quality than the sort of native Sega Genesis version. And then Streets of Rage was just a straight up port of the cartridge. And man, I just loved the soundtrack. Still love the soundtrack. It's one of my favorites. Yuzo Koshiro, amazing composer. He did a lot of Genesis soundtracks. He did the soundtrack for it was a ninja game. What was it? Revenge of the Ninja or something? I can't remember. No, it wasn't Revenge of the Ninja. It wasn't like Ninja Gaiden. That's the NES. It was yet another ninja game during the ninja craze of the 90s and 80s. Speaking of which, you know what I just ordered with my Amazon gift card this month? Didn't cost me a penny. Enter the Ninja. Yeah, one of the all-time great ninja movies. I have the other two in the trilogy, and I thought, well, why didn't I get the first one? I want all of them. So we'll be getting our ninja on very soon. All about the ninjas, man. Real ultimate power. Where ninjas just go crazy and kill everybody. Does anyone but me know what I'm talking about? We're getting into early internet lore here. Might be too early for some of you. But, real ultimate power. That was great. You must remember that one, Colin. Do you remember Real Ultimate Power? That website all about ninjas? But it was like a total like parody bullshit satire site that a lot of people took really seriously and were like sending the guy angry letters like, that's not what ninjas are all about. And it's like, what are you talking about? I love it when ninjas just like flip out and kill everybody. They just go crazy. It's like, no, they don't do that. No, nobody. All right, cool. This is the biggest crowd we've had in ages, and literally nobody's talking. All right, so 200 lurkers in the house. Excellent. Hey, I'll take what I can get. It's more than we usually get, so that's good. Still trying to hit that, average 75 viewers. Yeah, we're not even close to that. This is like, we would need this like every day, but most of them are probably asleep. Yeah, no doubt. They're just getting like dragged from stream to stream in their sleep. They're gonna wake up at like 7 streams down the line and have no idea where they are, who this person is. That's so funny. That's all right. Appreciate the 24/7 lurkage. That's happened to you a few times where you've fallen asleep and just like found out that you're like several streams later or several raid outs later. That's hilarious. Is it slept through 5 different raids? Yeah, see, the thing is, though, like, I'm one of those streamers that goes, like, ridiculously long. As well as both well, pretty much anyone in this room will probably attest to. But, yeah, it's been, I'm one of those crazy streamers. It's like, what, 2 hours? That's like barely warm up for me. We're already an hour in. I haven't even started. Like, I mean, I got everything set up, but we haven't actually filmed anything yet. But way to go, Iceman, distracting me with all your viewers. I jest. I absolutely appreciate it. But well, good. So they won't mind if I, like, dip out for a smoke then. Am I going to watch season 2 of Doctor Who? Oh, like the new one? Absolutely, yeah. No, I think Ncuti Gat was great. I'm enjoying also the sort of heightened production value this season, which I'm guessing they got a bit of a cash injection from Disney. But, yeah, no, absolutely. I never don't watch Doctor Who. I mean, I've watched literally every episode that exists, and then listened to, or like listen to either audio versions. Oh, excuse me, been a long day, long couple days, or like photo and clip reconstructions of the missing episodes. And I have all of the animated ones, the animated reconstructions so far as well. So, yeah. We like Doctor Who around here. Can you tell? This entire shelving unit is only Doctor Who stuff. The collection outgrew the other shelves, so I had to move it to its own shelving unit. But as far as like DVDs and Blu-rays, with the new series, I tend to just get the complete Doctor sets when they come out. Like I just picked up the Jodie Whittaker set, the long box one, and I have the long boxes of Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi as well. I did not get the long box of David Tennant, but I did get the Blu-rays that came out. Not the new remastered ones, the first ones. Probably not going to bother with the new remastered ones. It's not that significant of a difference from what I've seen. What a perfect timing to start, yeah. It was mainly Church the cat that was distracting him. Don't let him shame you. That's right. Sorry, seeing my bare feet here. Let's put the slippers back on. Sorry, foot fetishists. You'll get no joy here. That's on my other page. No, not really. But yeah, I mean, I've watched Doctor Who since I was 9 years old. Back in the early 80s. Oh, excuse me. And back then, Tom Baker was just doing his last couple seasons. And then Peter Davison came along. And I've basically been watching it regularly, like, as they come out ever since. Used to collect them on VHS back in the day. Never got the complete set on VHS, but I had quite a few of them. And I do have the complete DVD collection, including multiple editions of a few of the stories. But I have all of the stories on DVD. The North American releases, a few of the British releases, because some of the British releases had extras and stuff that were not on the, or certain material that were not on the North American releases. And now I've been collecting the Blu-rays, and I'm actually probably going to be selling the North American releases, because I'm just tired of their lackluster packaging and lackluster treatment of the show, and also slightly inferior encoding. So want to go with the British ones, which are bigger and nicer and prettier, and you can't really see them too well. The big the big limited edition sets, the big British ones like that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, zoom in on that. See, that's they're fantastic. They're just so superior to the sets we get here, and they're region free. And if you got like a decent 4K player or Blu-ray player, that can play PAL frame rate, then you have no problem, you know. Like I can play them through my PlayStation, or I've got Blu-ray drives on my computer now, so I can actually just rip them and watch them. So that's pretty cool. I haven't got season 7 yet. I definitely want. I don't have the a little short on funds at the moment after all of the spending spree over fall and winter. So taking a little break from that, but you know, should be, you know, getting the funds going soon, and definitely hoping to get the big box version of season 7 as well. Well, as for Blake 7, good question. I have what is this, the 40th anniversary set? I think it's the 40th anniversary set. Yeah, hard to see here. So the DVD set from a while back. I did a video about it a while ago, and just recently picked up the Blu-ray set of Series 1, which is amazing, by the way. They did a great job. And I also picked this up, which is a Real-Time Pictures DVD of interviews with some of the original cast and crew. So, love Blake 7. But wanted to do a rewatch of that for a long time. Hey Scully, how's it going? Yeah, we got a really nice raid from Iceman. Who himself had a raid. Or a bunch of people came in. We suspect most of them are asleep and don't actually know where they are. A few have drifted away. It's like, who the hell is this guy? I'm out of here. But quite a few have stayed, which is nice. I hope they're not just staying because they're unconscious, but because they're, you know, having a lovely time. So, yeah. But yeah, I love British sci-fi. I got Blake 7, Red Dwarf, what else? The Tomorrow People. Have you ever seen The Tomorrow People? That's a fun one. The Survivors, Day of the Triffids, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. All that's up there somewhere. It's up on the shelf you can't see. And even if you could see the shelf, you couldn't see those things because they're behind other stuff. But anyway. Oh, The Tripods. That's another good one. That's a great show. Have I played GoldenEye on the N64? Yes. When I lived with my dad and stepfamily, they had an N64. And big James Bond fans. My stepbrother especially was a huge fan of GoldenEye and would kick all our asses. But yeah, we used to play that quite a bit, actually. It's a really fun one. The Blake 7, just from Amazon. Amazon UK, specifically. The Blu-ray set actually did get a North American release as well. The DVDs did not. But as far as I know, they're carrying over all the extras from the DVD set. So I would say if you can, go for the Blu-rays. They haven't finished putting out all 4 series yet, though. They've only put out the first one. I'm not sure how frequently they're planning to put them out. But the DVD set, this one, I got from just from Amazon, basically. Essentially, I just got tired of waiting for them to release it here. Because we literally haven't had a video release of Blake 7 in North America since the VHS releases of the 80s. That's how long it's been. And some of those were cut. There was like some edits on them. So the Blu-ray set is actually the first time Blake 7 has been available on physical media in North America in darn near 40 years. Which is crazy. So I'm glad that it's finally being available again. So more people can discover it, because it's a freaking great show. He just crawled out a bit. I had a feeling we might be seeing you this morning, because I was looking at the clock. I started at about 2:30, and I thought, oh, I bet, you know, I wonder if Scully's going to stop by, because it's almost like time for her to get up. So, yeah. But yeah, it's good. I've been trying to get caught up on a lot of stuff the past few months. And, while I'm caught up on purchases for the most part, I need to get caught up on the updates. And there's a lot. So we're slowly chipping away at those. Which is good. Yeah, I first saw Blake 7 when it came out, the local PBS station. I think it was when I lived in Selkirk, Manitoba. The local PBS station was showing it. They were showing 2 episodes a week. So there's 52 episodes total across the 4 series. So, 6 months, 6 solid months of Blake 7, 2 episodes a week. Blake 7 Blu-ray, also Amazon. Yeah, both of them were just from Amazon UK. So, yeah. Amazon UK ships anywhere in the world. They don't care where you are. They just want your money. So yeah, I order British stuff from them quite frequently. Sometimes even pre-order. The difference is Amazon UK, if you pre-order, you pay at the time you pre-order, versus, which is different from how Amazon Canada and US do it, where you only pay when the item ships, or when it's about to ship. So bear that in mind if you pre-order anything on Amazon UK. Amazon UK charges you at the time you place the order. So that's the one big difference. You hadn't even heard of Blake 7 till recently, when you and someone else on the Discord were getting all giddy about the newest release. Oh my God, Scully. Okay, we're going to have to schedule some screenings, because that's one you definitely need to see. I think you will love it. Yeah. They gave it the Star Trek treatment on the Blu-rays as well, because you have the original version with the original effects, but then you also have a remastered, well, they're both remastered, but you also have a remastered version that has all the effects redone with new CG effects. But much like Star Trek the original series, or the new effects are very respectful of the old effects, and I think work quite well. So, yeah. But you of course have the option to watch it either way. So they give you both. Seamless branching. Very cool. Just like the way they did the Star Trek ones. So. I hope I'm not poking a hornet's nest. But is picture blurry for anyone else on YouTube? I use Twitch to chat and watch on YouTube. Well, it should be... I mean, it should be the same as it always is. Do I need to check? Let me take a look. Let me see here. Come on. Can I run it back a bit? That's kind of weird. It does look kind of fuzzy there, doesn't it? I wonder why. I mean, it's normally going to be a little fuzzy because the camera is actually in 1080p mode right now. It's not like out of focus, I don't think. Just let it go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do about that. I can try just, hold on. I'll try this. Okay. Yeah, like, it definitely doesn't look that fuzzy on my end. Oh, hold on, I gotta wait. There, how's that? That seems to be a little better. How's that look? Does that look better? That's about as much as I can adjust it without rebooting the whole damn stream. Yeah, that does seem to be a little better. From what I can see here. No, close that. Yeah. No, it's still not. Like, you can tell from the text. The text doesn't look as crisp as it usually is. I wonder why. Huh. I don't know. Could be the lighting. I don't know. No, it's not the Twitch one, though. The Twitch one, I'm guessing, looks okay. But, I don't know. I've seen people trying to defend a film that put perfectly good actors out of the job. The new Snow White. What? I was thinking for a minute it could have been like... Well, it might be. It might be something. The lighting's a little... I mean, it's the focus is to have the lighting good for the video camera, right? So, but yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think that's quite it, because even like the donation goal text and the chat box text doesn't quite look as crisp as it should. That's kind of an indicator of if the resolution is correct, because I don't know. Excuse me. How does Twitch look? I haven't looked on Twitch. Let me see. Let me look. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think that's just how the text looks. It's not like super high resolution. I might have to adjust that. I wonder. Hold on a second here. I wonder. I don't know if I can adjust the resolution. If I can adjust the resolution of the donation goal, then maybe visual settings. Yeah, it looks the equally fuzzy here. Hold on a second. Maybe if we do... hold on. Oh. Yeah, it changes the resolution of the window, but it doesn't actually change the resolution of the text. Well, that's just silly. There. It's kind of an old janky thing. So yeah, I guess that's as good as it gets. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's all the same settings that we had last time. So nobody else seems to be having an issue with it, so maybe you're just expecting things to be too perfect. It's alright. I understand. You expect a certain level of excellence and exemplary quality from my streams, and I'm sorry. I've let you down. Oh, wait, I don't care. No. Yeah, no, I mean, everything's should be the same. But, I don't know. Hopefully when the VOD saves, it'll look normal. I don't know. It might just be the lighting. I mean, if you're talking about stuff in the background, that's going to look fuzzy. Like, there's no way to change that. That's absolutely the lighting. The camera can't handle just the subtlety of lighting back there. This camera can, but that camera can't. So the Snow White. Oh, that thing, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, so it is that Snow White. Yeah. No, I basically personally boycotted that one when I first heard about it. Just the fact that they didn't cast little people in the roles of the dwarfs. So it's like, but then people say, well, they didn't in Lord of the Rings either. It's like, well, it's not really the same thing, you know. So I don't know. Hey, yeah, no problem, Ezra. I hope you can get your hands on it. It's a great set, and if you're a fan of the show, I know you will be very pleased. There's tons of extras on there too, including some making of documentaries that were previously unreleased. I remember hearing about those documentaries a while back. I found them somewhere on the internet. It was like a series of making of documentaries about each individual series, so I guess we'll get the other ones on the later editions or later volumes. And for whatever reason, they didn't get included on the DVDs, so they were only available kind of directly from the guy who made them. And but now for the Blu-rays, finally, after all these years, they're including those documentaries, which is great because they're really nice, in-depth documentaries. So they got a lot of archival stuff on there, a lot of stuff that carries over from the old DVD sets, and a whole ton of new stuff as well. Sadly, of course, some of the cast has passed away in recent years, like Paul Darrow and Gareth Thomas. But Stephen Grief actually passed away a long time ago. And what's her face? Played Servalan, Jacqueline Pierce. Yeah, but that's actually one reason to get this other one, this interview DVD, if you can get your hands on it. You might be able to get this one through Amazon as well. I've seen it listed there before. If it's still in print, I don't know if it's still in print, but well, it came out in 2018. Yeah, it was released through Koch Media. It's a Real-Time Pictures production. And this one has interviews with Gareth Thomas, Jan Chappell, Michael Keating, Jacqueline Pierce, Stephen Grief, Peter Tottenham, and Matt Irvine. Matt Irvine was the effects guy. So, great companion piece to the DVD. Hey, Luke, how's it going? Well, we had a little help from a big honkin' raid from Iceman, who himself got a big honkin' raid from a big streamer. So he was kind of paying it forward and bringing us whoever was left. So, have I been to bed yet? Yes, I did go to bed and got up, made food. Rose and I watched a couple more episodes of Twin Peaks. Yeah. No, this stream's only been going for an hour and a half. I started quite late tonight. But, yeah. Whew. So I've seen some of the doctory stuff they've put on the BBC Archive YouTube channel. I have not. Bear in mind also, a lot of that stuff is region locked, and I have tried every frickin' VPN setting I have, and I just can't get them to play sometimes. Like they do have a YouTube channel, like an official YouTube channel that has a lot of classic Doctor Who episodes on it, but it is inaccessible outside of the UK. So, kind of a drag, man. But that's okay. I can watch those anytime. I have no problems there, so. Yeah. How much do the Blu-rays cost? I don't know. Just go to Amazon, find out. I don't remember. They're not very much. Like maybe 35, 40 pounds. If that. I don't remember. But, I mean, you just find them on Amazon and you should see the price right there, so. Oh, man. Now, that said, I didn't get... Well, I had a pretty good sleep last night. Very, like, filled with dreams. I dreamt that I became best friends with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and I was getting invited to all these, like, Zoom calls with other celebrities, which was cool. And then I woke up, and I was still not famous, and still not best friends with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, so maybe tomorrow. Oh, they put some up the other day about, is Dom being addictive? What? Oh, about one's Dom? Is that the S&M episode of Doctor Who? I don't remember that one. What was the name of the companion? It's just called Blake 7. That's it. Blake 7. And it looks like this. I can't really show you any closer because there's no lights back there. It would just be in darkness. Darkness. Well, you can kind of see a little bit. Yeah. That's terrible. And that's the back. I think it's 2 discs. Yeah, it's 2 discs. So, yeah, and it's interviews with Nicholas Briggs, actually, who you may know as the voice of the Daleks in the new series, and also one of the co-founders of Big Finish Productions. He does all the interviews on those. Mm-hmm. Really good stuff. If you see this shelf here, this is all stuff from Real Time Pictures and Nicholas Briggs. This is all interviews with Doctor Who cast and crew. Same thing from the same series that they did. It's a series called Myth Makers, which was a direct-to-video series that they did in the 80s. You would literally mail order episodes, 1 episode per VHS tape, and that was it. But it's quite a sizable collection. It's taken a while for me to put it all together. Partly half my own purchases and half donations from viewers, which was pretty nice. So is this the game Doom? I still don't know what you're talking about. What Doom? Doctor Who Doom? About one's doom. Uh-huh. I don't know what that has to do about Doctor Who. Oh, it's not, wait a minute, it's nothing to do with Doctor Who. You're just saying, like, it's just BBC stuff from the archives. That's interesting. Dreaming that your friends are celebrities can signify a desire for social status, power, or fame. Well, yes, to all 3. Or it could be a reflection of your admiration for the qualities or accomplishments of those friends, or even a subconscious processing of your relationship with them. Wow, deep. Well, yeah, I mean, I certainly enjoy the work of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. I would say I admire them to some extent, sure. So as I saw that one about how athletes played Doom to keep alert from about 1987. Yeah, there was also, I remember they had a version of Doom called Marine Doom, and it was used to help train Marines, like I guess hand-eye coordination or some such thing. But I think it's abandonware now. I think you can actually like play Marine Doom online somewhere. I'll have to look that one up. That'd be interesting. But yeah, when Doom came out, I mean, people don't realize just how influential it was and how much it impacted everything. Like it really changed everything, because it was the first real first-person shooter of significance, and you know, the first one that really caught on, and people saw the potential for the format for a lot of different applications, such as, you know, like you say, for athletes to help keep them alert. And it's true, it's very stimulating and keeps you going. And then, you know, the Marine one, where they used it to help train Marines. So, Epic are pretty laxed about the original Unreal Tournament. Yeah, back later, gotta drive to work. Okay, I thought you worked from home, but sure. Yeah. If there's actually a website, I think it's, let me see where, I think it lists it on the back here. A lot of them have been released through Koch Media, but you can actually get them directly from Real Time as well. Yeah, it's timetraveltv.com. Yeah, if you go there, they have whatever's still in print. They should have them all there. So it's timetraveltv, all one word, .com. And then you can see what they've got. There's about what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 volumes of Doctor Who interviews. And then there's some additional stuff as well. Like there's the one about the one called "Who on Earth is Tom Baker," which is a wonderful one with Tom Baker. We got two volumes of stuff about Longleat '83, which was the 20th anniversary celebration. And then you've also got Wartime Chronicles, which is a special hour-long film, roughly, featuring Sergeant Benton. You got a couple of other ones. You got one featuring Syl, and one featuring the White Witch from the Demons. So they've done like some fan films type stuff and like side stories, but mainly their main thing is the interview series, which is called Mythmakers, named after the William Hartnell story. And it's all about primarily the making of Doctor Who, but they do branch off into other sci-fi shows as well, such as Blake 7. So, yeah. So I have the Blake 7 one, and I'm pretty sure I have all the Doctor Who ones that they've put out to date. I don't know if there's more to come, but yeah. So essentially the DVDs are an archive of those old VHS tapes that they used to offer through the mail. So, you know, no real significant remastering. They were all just shot on video to begin with, so just kind of straight up transfers off the original masters. But I mean, the main thing is the contents, which is great. If you like behind the scenes stuff with classic British sci-fi, it's a great collection. Yeah, definitely recommend. Just last night I did the update videos for that, where I was just basically gushing about them. I might do. I was thinking I might do a closer look at the whole set at some point, because I think that'd be interesting, and I think, you know, there's probably a lot of fans out there who would be interested in that, but might not know about them. You might not even know they exist. So, oh, you don't work at home anymore. Oh, so sorry, Scully. Well, it was fun while it lasted. No, the licking has begun again. You must be able to hear that. Can you hear the slobbering and the licking? That's Church going to town on his owies again. I can always tell when it's him because he licks like faster than Eclipse and aggressively, and you can hear him like munching on his owies. Literally nothing we can do until that cone arrives. Hey, we got 169 viewers. Nice. Oh, 4 of them left. Well, good thing I commented before they left. Hey, Derek, how's it going? I want you to know, after that political stream the other night, I have yet since questioned the Orange Man. Wow. You just questioned him right to his face? Damn. Yeah, I mean, it's about critical thinking, really. Like, just stop and think, like, hey, wait a minute, is this actually benefiting me? And is it benefiting the people that I like, you know? Well, thank you. That's exactly the opposite of what most people say when I talk politics. It's like, just shut up and just talk about movies again. It's like, alright. Well, I got this political thriller the other day. Just dive hardcore into Mom's political thriller collection, you know? Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, from time to time I'll dive into it, especially if there's a lot of, like, you know, sort of big things going on, which there might be in the coming years, so who knows? I'm sure we'll touch on those subjects again at some point. Alright, quick break for me, and then we will return. How about the cyberpunk universe? Well, actually, the cyberpunk universe kind of covers all different angles, and that's intentional. But I would say certain aspects of the cyberpunk universe are more dystopian. Well, the whole thing is dystopian, but there's definitely some fascist aspects, such as the big corporations and stuff like that. But there's also more progressive elements, like, you know, some of the underground culture and whatnot. But it's very much sort of a projection of our own world, like a very heavily capitalistic world controlled by the corporations and stuff like that. So it kind of takes today's world and projects it, 50 years into the future, and shows how bad things could get. So, yeah, it's hard to say. It kind of touches on a little bit of everything, honestly, but most cyberpunk fiction is like that. It's like the grassroots rebels versus the big evil corporations, and the rebels and hackers and stuff. Let me see here. Alright, so I will be back. Hopefully Church will be finished eating himself. I'm just going to put a couple tracks here from Slave Zero. Terrific Dreamcast game. I have a PC kind of remaster of it. It's an okay game. I need to play it some more, but I've always loved the soundtrack. I actually got the CD for free when I worked at Chapters bookstores, and it was just a cover CD for a magazine, and I knew the guy who ran the magazine section, so at the end of every week he'd have a batch of magazines that had to be, if they didn't get sold, they would tear the covers off and send them back for some kind of compensation, I guess. But they didn't send the CDs back, so he would just have like a box of cover CDs that you could rifle through and take whatever you want. So I remember one week, this Slave Zero sound. This is a full soundtrack of the game on a CD. which was pretty rare at the time. It was the early 2000s. So I grabbed it, and it's great. It's actually one of my favorite sort of game soundtracks from that era. So anyway, enjoy that. We'll head into a dance break because I don't think the clips are working anymore. And I'll see y'all shortly. And hopefully Church will finish licking himself. Alright, see you guys in a few minutes. Where'd the music go? Well, I guess I got back just... Hopefully it didn't end too long ago. Those were very short songs. They're only like 2 minutes apiece. But, oh, no, one of them was only a minute. Oops. Anyway. Hope you weren't left in silence for too long. Hey, Tomas, in the house. How's it going? No, we haven't missed any filming. We didn't. We just got to chatting for a bit, and we had a big. Well, there was music. It ended sooner than I had anticipated. So anyway, it's all right. It's all in the past now. Have to go over it again. Thank you for the info on where to order both Blake's Heaven and the Doctor Who DVDs and Blu-ray. Absolutely, my pleasure. Enjoy. A lot of entertainment there. Especially if you dive into all that real-time pictures stuff. Just hours and hours and hours. I think across just the Doctor Who ones alone, there's like over 120 hours of interviews with Doctor Who cast and crew. And especially notable because a lot of those people are no longer with us. So it's great to have, those in-depth interviews with them while they were alive. Grab any Criterions? No. Everybody always asks me this every time there's a Criterion flash sale. Here's the thing about Criterion. They are expensive. At the best of times. People are like, but it's half off. Yes. However, their shipping to Canada is $25 flat rate. We don't get free shipping from Criterion up here. So, I was going to order the 4K of Godzilla vs. Biollante. So I thought, oh yeah, maybe if the shipping's not too bad, I can fudge the budget a little bit, and we can swing that. But yeah, as soon as I looked at the shipping, it basically bumped it up to regular price. So, literally no point for me. And I mean, with the budget as it is right now, I could basically afford to get one if the shipping was cheaper. So, unfortunately, the shipping pushed it way out of my budget. So I was like, guess that's it. No Godzilla 4K for me just now. My favorite Doctor? Oh, Tom Baker. Easy. Doesn't the logo give it away? Yeah, this was the logo for me growing up watching the show. Tom Baker was my first Doctor. John Pertwee. Well, I guess technically Peter Davison was my second Doctor because I kind of went straight into his era as it came out. And then they brought out the repeats of Pertwee's stories. So I got caught up on all those and thought he was great too. It was fantastic. So Pertwee's probably my second favorite. So really, you could just say that the 70s era is my favorite era. I mean, I like all the classic Doctors, honestly. But I like the new ones as well. But for me, my personal favorite is definitely Tom, followed very closely by John. And there you go. So, what is that? Zoom and focus is going crazy. Yes. There were some complaints earlier that it looked a little fuzzier than usual. I have no means of fixing that. I don't know why it is, but yeah. Eccleston and Tennant. Yeah, I mean that because you came in with the new series, of course. Most people, I find, their first Doctor tends to be their favorite because that was, their gateway into the show. And that's understandable. I mean, that makes sense. But yeah, no, they're all great. I mean, they all bring something unique to the role, and I don't think there's any bad Doctors, really. I think they're all great in their own way, and they all brought their own thing to it, and I love them all. But yeah. Oh, you haven't seen any of the earlier ones? Oh, dude, you're in for such a treat when you get into those. I would recommend, if you want a really good jumping on point, start with the Third Doctor, because that's really when the series kind of started to evolve more into what we know it as today. The 60s era is great as well, but of course the problem is there's so many stories missing, and you'll be jumping back and forth between live action and animation a lot to kind of fill in the gaps, and that's fine. But I feel like the 70s era is really when the show really hit its stride, and you know, there's some outstanding stories. The acting, the characters, the dialogue is very snappy and such, and the Doctors themselves, John Pertwee and Tom Baker, are just terrific, and both very different, but both very the Doctor as well. And then just kind of go from there. Or, you know, just start at the beginning. Start with William Hartnell and go right through the classic era. You know, I mean, there's any number of ways you can approach it. I mean, the nice thing is, like with Doctor Who, it's like every time they change over to a new Doctor. Hey! Illumination 83, thank you for the follow. So I was just going to say, like, generally speaking, a good jumping on point is whenever they introduce a new Doctor. Because it's kind of like each time they introduce a new Doctor, it's almost like a soft reboot for the series a little bit. So it's both a continuation, but also a good kind of jumping on point for new viewers. So, hey, Saucy Poppet, how's it going? Why am I awake right now? Because I'm insane. Also, I have to say, when I stepped out for a smoke, the birds have started chirping, so we might want to get some filming done soon. How's it going? My purple queen, who is occasionally not purple, but you'll always be purple to me. Missing. How are they missing? Well, in the 70s, and it's not just Doctor Who, it's a lot of early BBC programming. Home video didn't exist yet, and repeats didn't really happen too often. So the BBC, in their infinite wisdom, decided that all that old black and white stuff wasn't marketable. So they just wiped the tapes and junked the film prints, and yeah, a lot of episodes are just gone forever. Thankfully, though, at least in the terms of Doctor Who, a lot of tech-savvy fans recorded the audio. They didn't have video recorders, but they had audio tape, taped reel-to-reel tape recorders and stuff like that. So a whole bunch of fans, as it turns out over the years, recorded those early episodes during the original broadcast. So while they don't have the episodes in their complete form, they do have the complete audio of all those episodes, which is how, which is why they basically started doing it the way they do cartoons. Start with the audio track and then animate to the audio. So they've been doing animated versions, like literal cartoon versions of those missing episodes using the original audio tracks, which is pretty cool. So, it brings them to life in a new way, so we can at least enjoy those stories. So, yeah. Well, can we stop that? There we go. Okay. Venture woke me up twice to go potty, so now I'm mad and can't go back to sleep. It's 5:30 a.m. That's pretty nifty. Yeah. What's pretty nifty? The sort of resurrecting of the missing episodes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I enjoy them quite a bit, actually. The animation's a little inconsistent between releases. They've had a few different companies do them, so some are better than others in terms of the animation style, but I'm not overly picky about that. I'm just glad to be able to enjoy those stories in some kind of form that's, resembles what they might have been like back in the day, so the real sad part is, though, some shows got junked when they weren't even that old. Like, for example, I just picked up one of the ones I need to do the updates on. I just picked up one called Doom Watch, which is Litterbox. Another British sci-fi series about this one's about a team that sort of deals with environmental disasters, but of a very kind of crazy nature. They did 3 series, 13 episodes apiece, of which only about half still exist. And the thing is, Doomwatch came out in the 70s, so it wasn't even that old. And in fact, a lot of those episodes only ever aired once. It wasn't much of an export title. It mostly just aired over in the UK. So, and no audio recordings. So they're just gone forever. So the DVD set there basically just presents all the episodes that still exist. And there were a few Doctor Who episodes that were mistakenly junked that were fairly, only a couple years old, because they had similar titles to ones on the junking list that were scheduled to be destroyed. So, you keep pointing out the bruise. Yeah, I know, I had a bruise. It's getting better. It's all right. It happens, I do things, I get injured sometimes. I'm a McLean. We're very clumsy. Yeah, well, I know, right, Nando's? It's like, oh, God, I couldn't even begin to enumerate everything. There's a lot of things. A lot of other sci-fi shows. Like there was one called Time Slip, which was another 70s series. Only it was originally shot on video in color. Only a handful of episodes still exist in their original complete form. Thankfully, that one did get exports, so they at least had black and white film prints of them. So they have all the episodes. They're just not all complete in that they're not in color. But you can at least see the show. So, is Rosie doing elder abuse? Yeah, this is totally, my kid's beating me up, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but it's hard to talk about, but no, it's fine. It's this was actually mainly when Cass and I were going through the storage room for sorting through Mom's stuff. I think this actually came from when we were moving her book collection, which is what Cass inherited. I inherited her video collection, and it was like 20-something boxes of just like Widowmaker, weight. Cass and I with our just horribly broken bodies moving these things around. So yeah, injuries were bound to happen, but we got it all done, so that's good. So many examples of streaming services deleting shows off their websites. Well, the thing is that's not the same. Well, some of it is. Like in the case of like Willow, for example, the series of Willow on Disney Plus. I think that one got written off, which I hate it when they fucking do that, because when they do that, it means they can't legally ever release it again. So, thank God for BitTorrent. So at least we're able to preserve those shows in some form. But it's unfortunate that happens, Injured yourself hanging a towel up on a towel rack. Being old is BS, and I am over it. Amen. Yeah, let's just stop being old. Let's go back to 15 years ago when we were spry, horny young things, and just get back to get an injury. It's just like it just Wolverines itself, and it's fine again. This has been going on. This is bruise. When did we go to the thing? Like 2 weeks ago? It was like 2 weeks ago, I think. And I was gonna do the unboxings of everything about a week prior, but Rose got sick, and of course came home and got me sick. So I was sick as a dog for like a full week and couldn't do much of anything. So yes, I decided I'm not aging anymore. I'll be turning 42 again this year. Hey, that's a good age. That's the ultimate age of life, the universe, and everything. Yeah. Yeah. So, it is. Seemed appropriate, exactly. I approve of that. And that fits right in with our theme tonight of British sci-fi. So, there you go. But yeah, so there are examples like that, Nando's, and also, I mean, just generally things rotating through streaming, like back catalog stuff. It's not technically lost. It's just not on that streaming service anymore, but the material still exists, But, as us collectors will often tell you, all the more reason to get physical media, because then you can just watch it anytime, any old time you want, as long as your discs don't rot. So anyway, don't be pushy, Carlin. I haven't seen Saucy Poppet in a long time. Yeah. We drop everything for Saucy Poppet. Hello, Poppet. I remember you had that as your ringtone for the longest time. I was so flattered. It's like, wow. I got one cat scratching herself. Oh, no, I think it's Church. He moved over there. Oh, no, what's he doing, buddy? You zoning? Oh, he's gonna jump up. Are you zoning? Good jump. That was legit impressive. They don't even do the butt wiggle. They just like look and spring up they go. So filming before the sun comes up. Yes, we'll get to that in a few minutes. I'd like to knock out at least another 2 or 3 tonight. There's a couple that are small, like the Blake 7 one's pretty small. Doom Watch is pretty small. Only 2 items each. I got a Quatermass one. There's 3 items there. So, yeah. Day is a vestigial mode of time measurement based on solar cycle. It's not applicable in cyberspace. Well, this is true. That's very William Gibson of you. So, oh no. The only thing to be concerned about in terms of real world time for me is when I'm filming from certain angles. The cats, as much as we love them, destroyed my blackout curtains, which, to be fair, were just cheap-ass black table coverings from the dollar store that I paper clipped onto my real curtains, but it worked. It was effective. I could turn it into night anytime. I really need to look into doing that again. I think that would be a good idea. And then we wouldn't be so dependent on filming at night all the time. Carlatin appreciates productive you've had often for the last 4 days. It's the most he's done in decades, as in recording sessions. It kind of is, isn't it? Hey, Adrian James, how's it going? Don't tell me how to think. Well, okay. It's kind of neat. It's been a week for, old friends popping up out of the blue. There's been a few people who've stopped by that we haven't seen for a while. It's always nice. I like that. It's nice to know that you're remembered. Of course, Saucy Poppet and I have stayed in touch on the Book of Faces forever. And yeah, we've watched each other's kids grow up. Although you take more pictures of yours than I take of mine. But I know you're doing a good job because I only ever see them happy. Very happy kids who clearly love their mom, which is great. It's for my failing memories. Well, I guess in my case, I have the live streams and videos, and that's my version of that. Oh, excuse me. That's my version of that. And I mean, when Rose is up, she, Rose bombs the stream all the time, so, I actually just started showing her Twin Peaks for the first time. We're just a few episodes in, but she's definitely invested and enjoying it so far. Got to thinking about that again recently, of course, with the recent passing of David Lynch. Such a shame. But man, what a legacy he left. Surprised it took this long. Well, I mean, it's just a matter of, one of those things like... I didn't have the new series yet. I had watched it back when it originally aired, but I still didn't have it. So I picked up that big box set that they put out, the Twin Peaks Z to A set, that has everything, and buttloads of extras. So I've been going through a lot of the extras, which I've never seen before, and it put me in the mood to watch the show again. So I thought, like, hey, I should see if Rose wants to check it out. So yeah, so we basically made Tuesday nights our Twin Peaks night. So we'll watch like 2 or 3 episodes a week, and left off with a big cliffhanger on this particular week's batch. And I asked her if she wanted to go on to the next one. She says, no, if we're doing them weekly, it's good to end on a cliffhanger. I'm like, man, did I ever raise you right. Kid appreciates a good cliffhanger, and how it makes the anticipation of the next episode a week later that much sweeter, like she gets it. She gets it. So yeah, good stuff. That's it. That sounds like you, yeah. Well, I mean, we've been talking about Doctor Who tonight. I mean, Doctor Who is kind of my introduction to cliffhangers, to the concept of cliffhangers, and I just always really enjoyed them. It's like, you end on an exciting note, and it makes you that much more excited for the next episode to see how the heroes get out of that situation or what have you. So my ADHD would never allow it. I have to binge it all. Yeah. See, I was doing that with Severance. I'm sure you've heard of or have watched Severance. It seems to be the show du jour. But I'd heard good things about it, and I like a lot of the cast in it, so I wanted to check it out. So I basically watched the entire first season in the span of a couple of days. And then the first couple episodes of the second season, I think, had come out. And then I was caught up, and I was like, oh no, now I have to wait a week for each episode. It's been sweet, sweet agony, but that's okay. I like it. It gives you time, especially with a show like that, and Twin Peaks would be another one, because there's a lot to take in and a lot to process, and I find sometimes with shows like that, especially like mystery box shows and whatnot, you if you binge them, you miss stuff, you forget stuff, you gloss over things that if you have that time in between episodes to process, that you have time to analyze and discuss with other fans and whatnot. Had that good old water cooler talk, And that's something I feel that we miss when we binge. But sometimes you just gotta binge. Like I watched The Expanse recently, and I binged the shit out of that. That was just, some epic sci-fi, and I loved it. It was great. But some shows, I think, it's nice to have the slower pace to kind of absorb everything, and speculate with other fans. Yeah, see The Expanse was one that people had been telling me about for ages. Like, dude, you gotta check out The Expanse. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll check it out. And then I found out it was on Prime, and I was like, oh, I have Prime. I can watch this. Funny enough, I think it just left Prime, but there is a Blu-ray set of the entire series. I will definitely be picking that up. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Thought it was fantastic, and I got the Telltale game actually as well, which is actually kind of a prequel story. It follows what's her face, Drummond, back when she was doing salvage and stuff like that. And she was one of my favorite characters in the show, so it was great to to see her as the lead character in the game. And they just put out a DLC recently that features Christian. So it's a big story featuring her. And it's the actors from the show as well doing the voices, so even better. So it really just kind of slots right in to the story of the show quite nicely. So, yeah. What is that? Even if the show is great, it has Shorey Agdashlu, and I'm obsessed with that woman. Yeah, is that the actress's name who played Christian? She was fantastic, yeah. I need to finish the game. I actually only played chapter 1, but so what was so anyway, the DLC features her, and it's same actress doing the voice. She has a cameo or a couple cameos, I think, in the main game as well, just like some radio transmissions or broadcasts or something. Little things for the fans, obviously, but I love that. So yeah, I'll have to finish that at some point. He's your spirit animal, that smoky temptress, yeah. Oh man. And it's just fiery, like take no shit. You can really tell when they switch to streaming, they just let her just drop F-bombs left and right. She's great. Yeah. I just binged the new Wheel of Time, and I screamed. She's in it, really? Nice. Kids were wondering why I screamed, yeah, last night it came to see. That's what I need to watch. I need to get into all the epic fantasy stuff on Prime. I haven't seen much of it. I need to see that. I need to see the Lord of the Rings one. I thought there was another one. I still need to see The Witcher. At least the seasons that Henry Cavill's in. What else? I know there's at least a couple of other big. Oh, House of the Dragon. I still need to see House of the Dragon. Yeah, I've been woefully behind. I was having some mental health time for a good couple of years there. It went down into the dark hole, the dark pit for a while. Short version is a lot of loss in very short periods of time. Just all kind of condensed together. But on the plus side, as my cousin put it, it's in a way kind of nice when that happens, because you get all of those big losses out of the way in fast succession, and then you can focus on, getting on with your life. But so that's one way to put it. So yeah, we're kind of at the, okay, think I'm good now, let's get on with our lives. So, how would I watch The One Ring and Richer? Because I was depressed. I didn't feel like watching anything. I wasn't watching anything. It's really just this past year I've started to really get into watching stuff again, So, yeah, I like all the I had to find my joy again, you know, and it's really just probably not even the past year, probably more like this past 6 months or so. You just kind of like one day woke up and it's like, okay, I really feel like watching a movie today, so I would watch like 3 movies, you know. It's like, I think I'll do a screening on Discord. It's like 1 a.m, but what the hell? See who's up, and then we'd watch like 2 movies, you know. And it's like, oh, I feel like, oh, I've always wanted to watch that anime show that's been on my shelf forever, so I'd pop it in and then just binge the hell out of it, you know. So yeah, it took a while to kind of get back into that place, but on the plus side, I was continuing to buy things for the collection, so you know, I have just an ocean of stuff to enjoy between what's on my shelves and of course all the stuff on streaming. So yeah, and I guess, you know, I don't have to wait a week between episodes for things. I can just binge everything. So thank you very much. I know you would have given me all the hugs if you were here, and I would of course do the same for you. But yeah, it seemed like actually I feel like we were both kind of like up and down over the past few years, just, you know, going by our Facebook posts and whatnot. I'm sure you saw for a while there just a lot of like lamenting posts for a good long while. I've since gone back into my memories and deleted a lot of those because it's like, yeah, I don't need to relive that. But yeah, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, as they say. But yeah, so definitely feeling a lot better about things. Well, and getting back into doing YouTube videos, which I haven't done like properly for ages, you know. So that's fun too. So I look forward to unleashing this new tidal wave of content, and everybody who's been twiddling their thumbs for ages, just kind of being blown away by the epic return of Zaren Isaac. You know, there's been mad plans in the works for a while now. So hey, Scully. So what is it? Yeah, I had to put a time period block on my Facebook memories so they won't show up. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty good. What is this? I'm thinking of watching X-Files. Nice. Everything after season 1 is new. I think of doing 1 episode a night. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. It's like we were talking about earlier, like just generally speaking with ADHD. Don't overwhelm yourself with the big picture. Just try to get a little bit done each day. Whether that be, you know, you're overwhelmed by the dishes. Well, just get a couple dishes done. You know, then at least you've done something. You'll feel better about having done something than if you do nothing. You know, just do something. It doesn't have to be like life-changing, but just little things can make a big difference. And that's kind of what I've been doing, is just trying to get a little something done each day and chipping away at it. And I found that as I've been doing that each day, you know, over time, obviously, I'm starting to get more done, you know. So just kind of breaking out of those bad habits and patterns. Limiting my social media time, that's a big one, and I'm still working on that. But came to realize what a fucking time vampire that is. And really trying to cut that down, because you know, doom scrolling all day does not help the mental health at all. And it serves no purpose whatsoever. So what was this? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I could live without rereading for a while. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Yeah, see, I didn't know you could do that either. Like, basically, I just, when my memories come up, if I feel so inclined, I'll take a skim through them, and if there's anything, like, you know, too triggering of the dark times, I'll delete those posts. A lot of them are gone anyway. Like, some of them were, like, from poetry pages and stuff that no longer exist. So, I mean, I just delete them because they're dead posts anyway. But, can't remember how to do it because it was so long ago. But I know it can be done. Okay, well, there you go. Good. I forget, are you on my Discord, Saucy Poppet? If not, you should be. Because then we can actually watch stuff together. I've been doing that for a while, doing screenings just for whoever shows up. And it's been fun. I usually do it like my own personal riff tracks, where it's like only my mic will be on, because, you know, I'm an egomaniac. Also because it gets too chaotic if everybody's mic is on. See, I have at least the presence of mind to not talk during dialogue scenes, so I just put my funny little comments in between. But we watch quite a lot of stuff on there. Like over the course of like Halloween season through, actually right through Christmas pretty much, we're doing like midnight screenings of just the absolute trashiest horror movies I have. I got like a bunch of just glorious, glorious trash. Low budget and no budget stuff, shot on video stuff, and it's been an absolute hoot. And we've been having a lot of fun with that. And we watch good stuff too. Like we watch, and I mean, some of the trash is good in its own way, but we watch some pretty good movies. A lot of hidden gems, obscure stuff, and we were doing some screenings for a while of doing a bunch of 80s cartoons. We're in the middle of Babylon 5. Got the Blu-ray set of that. I got the big coffin set of Dark Shadows, so we started watching Dark Shadows. We gotta get back to that as well, but yeah, lots of stuff. Read 50th of pages a day with an audiobook to help. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I have a stack of reading next to my bed. I don't read 50 pages usually, but I mean, I'll read, you know, a chunk. Either novels or graphic novels. At the moment, I'm mostly doing graphic novels, which is nice and light before bed. Currently, I'm actually reading a British one from the pages of 2000 to AD. I'm reading the early adventures of Rogue Trooper, which is actually getting a movie directed by Duncan Jones, no less. So, no, I loathe Discord. Oh, well, poop. Well, all the more reason you should be on mine then, if you're still learning to use it. I mean, we can... I was reluctant even to start one for a while because I thought, oh, it's going to be so hard. It wasn't. You literally just need to log in, and then it's basically just message boards. Message boards with React emoticons. Like, if you know how to use Facebook, you know how to use Discord. It's literally the same shit. Just a different, you know, form. But the cool thing is, you don't even have to worry about all the technical stuff because I do all that as the admin. You just go in and, you know, post memes and shit and react to things and, you know, talk about geeky stuff, whatever you want. And if you see there's a screening on, just walk in. You know, you don't have to set anything up. Like, I do it all on my end. So you just sit, click the show, and there you go. You're watching a movie with us, you know. I would help you. I would help you figure it out. Figure it out. Up and out. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. I'm an old lady. Oh, come on. You're still very spry. I'm the old one here. Young whippersnapper. You haven't even begun to be old yet. I already have like 20 servers on there, and I hate it because there's always notifications. I missed Ventrilo. Oh my god, you are old. Ventrilo. Who the fuck even remembers Ventrilo? I mean, I remember it because of all the videos we would watch of the Ventrilo harassment ones, which were frickin' hilarious. There was some just... Man, now I want to go watch all those again. I'm pretty sure they're still on YouTube. But yeah, get out of my vent or else you'll get bent. Yeah, I mean, Discord basically replaced all that. Like, a lot of people would chat, like, you're talking about game chat, people would chat through, well, Ventrilo was one, Skype was quite popular for that, but they've all gone the way of the dodo. Discord just kind of killed them all. Because with Discord, you've got, of course, the voice channels that you can use for game chat or whatever. You can have them private or public. You can do screenings. You can like watch videos and stuff, which we do quite frequently. And then you got all the channels for just chatting about stuff, whatever subject you want. Make a channel for it, and there you go. So yeah, mine's I mean, much as you would expect. It's stuff about, there's channels about collecting and whatnot, but mainly there's channels that are just kind of various geeky topics. So some of the big franchises have their own, like Doctor Who has its own channel, Star Trek, Star Wars. And then we got a few different gaming channels just for chatting about games and stuff. I have a gothic and horror section, so it's all gothic culture and horror related stuff all together, to kind of keep it all in its own little niche area. But yeah, stuff like that. Still figuring out what to do with yours. Yeah, but I mean, it's also like the notifications. You can turn a lot of that shit off, especially the sounds. Like, oh my god, if you have notification sounds on, that will drive you absolutely mad. Turn those off. And you can set it so you only get notifications if it's like directly addressing you or everyone in the server. So yeah, like in my case, it was Rogue Trooper. You've never heard of it? Well, it was an ongoing series, like a periodic series that would show up in 2000 AD, which I'm sure you've heard of 2000 AD, which is where Judge Dredd came from. And it was I forget who the writer was. The original artist was Dave Gibbons, actually a pretty famous artist. Did a lot of Doctor Who comic strips and a lot of other 2000 AD stuff. But yeah, I had heard of Rogue Trooper, but I didn't know anything about it, so this is all new to me. And I thought, well, with the movie coming out, it would be interesting to read the original stories. And was that I mentioned this on Blue Sky. Duncan Jones had posted a thing about how I'm going to need you guys to, like, really hype up the movie a little more, because there was somebody who posted like a picture from it and just seemed like oh yeah, no. Yeah, all sounds, that means the first thing I turn off on every, oh yeah, I know, last thing you need is like a million alert sounds going off. Yeah, so as somebody had posted some artwork from Rogue Trooper. I think it was like a kind of like a preview poster or something, and Duncan Jones just kind of like jokingly said, "Oh, I'm gonna need you guys to hype it up a little more than that. Like, come on, we're kind of the underdog here," which is true. I mean, it's not exactly a huge, well-known property, and I think for a lot of people, the movie's probably going to be their first exposure to it. But Vermin Art, bless his soul, sent me the video game, which I actually already have on PC, but he sent me the PS4 version so I could have it in physical form, so very nice. And he sent me the first two big, thick phone book volumes of the original stories, same format as the Judge Dredd ones, basically presenting them all chronologically. And so I thought, so I responded to, I did a repost of the poster and the tweet from, or the tweet, the skeet, I think they're calling them on Blue Sky, that Duncan Jones had posted with the poster, and I said, oh, I definitely will be. I've been reading the original stories, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your take on the movie. And he liked the comment, and that just made my day. Duncan Jones, for those of you who may not know, is David Bowie's son, who has gone on to be quite an awesome director himself. Is also quite, artistry runs in that bloodline. He directed Moon, which you may have seen many moons ago, starring, what's his face? I can see his face in my head. He was in Galaxy Quest and the Hitchhiker's Guide movie and like tons of other stuff. Yeah, it'll come to me. Yeah, but anyway, Moon. Yes, Moon was wonderful, and he's done a few other. Sam Rockwell, thank you. You knew who I meant. But yeah. So anyway, I lost my thought. But yes, Sam Rockwell. So yeah, Sonny, he liked the tweet, and I thought that was well, the skeet, and I thought that was nice. But anyway, thoroughly enjoying the original stories, and definitely looking forward to the movie now. I mean, I'm about a quarter of the way through the first book, so I haven't even scratched the surface of how many stories are. There's 4 volumes, like this thick, of like 2,000 pages of stories, but enjoying it immensely. You got your Red Dwarf box. Nice. Series 1 through 8. Yeah, I bought the DVDs of Series 1 through 8 basically as they came out. And hey, David Hinkle in the house. How's it going? Haven't seen you for a while. Just talking about people coming back who haven't been around for a while. I still need to see the new Ghostbusters movies, actually. I know, I'm terrible. But, always playing actors that look hip with the kids. Characters. Oh, playing oh, right. Yeah, gotcha. They are good. My kids have enjoyed them. Oh, the new movies? Yeah. I've heard they're really good. Done by Ivan Reitman's son, Jason Reitman. I just think it's great that we finally got a proper continuation, because I know Dan Aykroyd was wanting to do like a Ghostbusters 3 of some kind for a long time. So we had the video game, which was basically Ghostbusters 3, which was incredible. Loved that game. It really just felt like a straight up continuation of the movies, and had everybody in it. But it's great that we got the movies continuing on now. So yeah, they're doing an animated one too, apparently. I don't think it's a real Ghostbusters movie, meaning not the real Ghostbusters. It's more, I think it'll be more along the lines of like the IDW comics, if what I've heard is correct. But try best to make a movie for the fans. Well, yeah, why not, right? I mean, the fans have kept it alive for so long. And I mean, I think the comics have shown that and the animated shows have shown that there's plenty of stories to tell there, So, well, yeah, you make too many changes, then why do you even bother giving it that name, Reboots and remakes that just, because then it just feels cheap. It feels like they're just trying to cash in on the name, but, just thumbing their nose at the fans that kept that franchise alive all this time, Like, Thundercats Roar. Yeah. It did, yeah, it really did have a lot of references to the movie. That's why I say, I mean, it felt like just a straight-up sequel to the movies. But it was great. I mean, it was written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, and it was the last Ghostbusters thing that Harold Ramis was in before he passed away. So, it was great to have the whole original team back together. And for like basically a 30-hour-long adventure, so it's like, you got like a dozen new movies, or maybe not 30, maybe like 20 or so, but it was like you got like half a dozen new movies, in terms of like the amount of time it takes to go through the whole story. And it was great. That reminds me, I actually do have the remaster of that they put out recently, where they punched up the visuals even more. So, might have to give that a replay at some point. So, it got one, David. They did one. They did they just recently did a complete series set of Extreme Ghostbusters in North America. It isn't the greatest quality from what I heard, but yeah, I think it had a few problems, but I'll have to look up what the problems were again. I can't remember, but yeah, I was positive it just got one finally. Nosferatu, yeah, I need to see that. As you probably know, I love the original and the 1979 version. What was it? And daring to make a movie old style. Well, I mean, you can thank Robert Eggers for that. If you've seen his other films, he's very much about, you know, that sort of old school style. Like The Witch is like classic folk horror style. The Lighthouse is like almost feels like an old silent film with the like very tight square aspect ratio, which was very intentional to give it more of a claustrophobic feel, you know. And Black Phillip is innocent. Yeah, no, I definitely look forward to it. Oh, you watched the Herzog version? Yeah. Did you watch the English or German version? Because one is not just a dub of the other. They actually filmed two versions in both languages, which is pretty cool. I watched, when I did my review, I watched both versions, and it's interesting to see the similarities and differences. So I think the only ones that they didn't like refilm every single scene. They just refilmed the dialogue scenes. So they did two different versions of the dialogue scenes. But I mean, there's a lot. It's effectively like half the movie. But I thought it was pretty neat that they just full on filmed it in both languages with the same cast too. So it's interesting also to see which actors speak better in, like, more naturally in one language or the other. You know, some can manage both pretty well. Some of them were just straight up dubbed in the English version, but would, you know, say the lines so the lips would match, and, you know, kind of almost spaghetti style. But most of them just did their own lines. So it's pretty cool. Kind of, except if you're talking about Dracula 1931. With Dracula 1931, it was two completely different production teams and casts. This was the same cast for both versions. Same sets, same cast, same everything. They would just do them both back to back. And then Werner Herzog just put it all together in the editing. So the Scream Factory edition that came out a while back has both versions on it, so you can actually watch both. So yeah, you just found it on Amazon. Yeah, it's good. The Real Ghostbusters. Yeah. What kind of music am I into? I'm really into the Metal Gear Solid soundtracks. Solid Snake. That's actually not untrue. I love the music, especially for the second one. I think it's got a great score. But I like all kinds of music. I really don't favor one over the other. I like soundtracks a lot. I love video game soundtracks. I love movie soundtracks. I like a lot of gothic and industrial stuff. I like a lot of techno and trance stuff. I love a lot of new age stuff. I like a lot of classic rock and 70s progressive rock, and I like experimental stuff. I just like music. I mean, honestly, there's not like I love classical music. I mean, there's just, there's not a lot that I won't listen to, So, Gladiator. Yeah, I don't recall. I don't know if I have that one. I have the movie, but I haven't. I don't recall the soundtrack. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. So it is good stuff. And yes, anything with Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer's great. Harry Gregson Williams is great. He did the music for. He did the music, I think, for a lot of Jerry Bruckheimer action films, but he also did a bunch of the Metal Gear Solid soundtracks, and you can really hear that like movie sort of sensibility coming in to the music in those. Very cinematic, which is appropriate for Metal Gear Solid because they're very cinematic games. But yeah. Did I watch the Filmation Ghostbusters? I watched some of it. I have it. I have the complete series of that. I watched it a bit when it was on, and a little bit from the DVD. I haven't watched all the DVDs, but yeah. And there's also the live action one, if that's also what you're referring to. The original Ghostbusters from the 70s with Forrest Tucker and Bob Burns and. What's his face? The other guy. Two guys from F Troop, and then Bob Burns in the gorilla suit. So, almost like 45-minute cinematics. Oh, I know, the cinematics go on for a while. But they're really good, so I don't really mind. And it's got a really good story. Gray admitted to me the other day he only likes rap. And in my head, I was screaming, "This is a metal house, no!" But I kept my cool and was like, "That's cool, you do you." Well, I hope that he expands his horizons, because, you know, there's a lot more music out there. But mind you, when I was younger, I was kind of, you know, I didn't like music with lyrics. I just liked instrumental music. So it annoyed me when I'd be listening to a song and it would have like this really great instrumental, you know, some songs will have like a really long instrumental intro and then the lyrics will start. And I'm just like, you know, this is really good. I really like this music. And then some singing would start and just ruined it for me. But then someone started singing. Ugh. It's like, I have to see if there's an instrumental version of this song without all that stupid singing. But I don't know why. I don't know why I hated singing so much. But a lot of early stuff that a lot of early albums I bought were all instrumentals. They were either soundtracks or stuff like The Art of Noise or Herbie Hancock, Vangelis, things like that. I just loved, you know, soundscapes and stuff like that. So you wouldn't like hip hop then? A little bit, you know, vocal oriented. No, I don't mind. I don't mind rap and hip hop and stuff. I mean, if it's the mood strikes, you want something that you just want a certain. Sometimes you just want a certain vibe, you know, and that's kind of where my music taste goes. What vibe do I want today? Ugh, I think I left the filming too long today, but we've been having a wonderful stream of socializing, and that's okay. We can start a little earlier tomorrow and do some filming. Boo! After all my speeches about try to get a little bit done each day. Yeah, but now I'm like tired, and I'm also noticing like my whiskers are coming in, and I don't want to look scruffy in my videos. So, we'll have a shower and shave tomorrow. I thought we weren't quitting. Yeah, but I also didn't get, like, as much sleep as I really needed last night. Because I had to get up and cook, like, a million things. And, yeah. Not liking singing, sign of autism. Well, see, there it is. Another sign, right? We just keep finding more indicators. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's not like I would just have a full-on meltdown if someone started singing. Like I would just turn the song off. So, you don't think that's true? Well, I mean, certain sounds can be a trigger for folks on the spectrum, but it wasn't just that in particular. It was just I liked instrumental music. I mean, at the time, I like I said, I listened to a lot of instrumental stuff and a lot of classical music and things like that. So, yeah, the Super Friends, considering theater kids. Oh, did you get the Blu-ray set? Yeah, I really want to pick that up. I think it's great that they finally put all the Super Friends collections together, because the DVDs were so freaking confusing. I love singing and songs, but I will punch a baby if someone chews within 30 feet of me. We are all varied and beautiful, very beautiful snow and unique snowflakes. Yes. Tyler Durden would disagree, but I know what you mean. We're all the same pissing, shitting, fucking animals. I can't remember. There was an actual, much more eloquently worded line. Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched Fight Club, but yeah. DVDs over Blu-ray at this point. Just give us the older series. Well, that's what it is. The Super Friends is the older series. It's all the old ones, like the originals from the 70s and 80s. It was like 9 seasons or something, but it was 9 series. Like they all had different titles, but they were all kind of part of the same universe. No, I have a friend who is autistic and could only listen to music without vocals. Yeah, but I mean, it's a spectrum, right? You can't paint autism with a broad brush. You just can't, because there's different flavors, as they say, and everybody's different. So, got an ass full. See, for me, it's the fucking cat that won't stop licking himself. I wouldn't mind so much if he wasn't so goddamn loud. It's just he really loudly slobbers and drools and very wetly licks himself, and that sound just it's like the same. That's the term for it. I've been trying to think of what the term for it. Misophonia. Yeah, it's a form of that for sure. It fills me with rage. I mean, I would never, not to imply I would just want to strangle the cat. No, it's just I just want him to shut the fuck up, because it's. But part of that also is because I know that in his case he's hurting himself, and that further upsets me and bothers me, because I don't want him to hurt himself. I want him to get better. But he chews on his, he'll scratch himself and break the skin, and then he's got an irritation there that he scratches more because it itches, and then he'll lick at it and pick at it and chew at it and trying to relieve the irritation. But, his little pea brain can't comprehend that he's actually making it worse and preventing it from healing. So, yeah. So all of that in combination fills me with rage and frustration. So I hear him incessantly licking, and I know when it's not that he's not just grooming himself. He's chewing on an irritated part. So we got a head cone thing coming, and we've got spray for his owies. We can't just put the spray on his owies because he licks it off. it's non-toxic, it's fine, but it's just annoying that he won't just let it work. We're trying to help you, you dumb beast. So, yeah, so we're basically getting the cone of shame. In this case, it's the pumpkin head collar of shame, so he's going to look like a little pumpkin. And then we're going to trim his nails. We're going to spray his wounds. And we're just going to let them heal. And when he heals, he'll get out of the cone of shame. So, we've tried to work with him and convince him, and I've tried to reason with him logically, but it's just not getting through. So, we have to take extreme measures. So, pumpkin cone of shame it is. So, Church, stop. Stop it. Like, I look over and I can see him, like, digging in, like, and I know what he's doing. And, like, you try to stop him, he just doesn't stop. So that in combination with just the sound, because he just licks so loud. Like, I can literally, he can be on the other side of the apartment, and I can hear him slobbering and drooling on himself. And, yeah. Crazy sounds of meowing. Well, yeah, I mean, I fully expect he's gonna hate us for a few days, but if we can just get him to stop fucking chewing on the owies, we could have them cleared up within a week. Easy. But he's just... Cats just don't get it. They do more harm to them. Like, any animal, really, cats and dogs, they get an injury, all they think about is, like, in the moment, like, oh, there's an irritation, I have to chew on it, and then it'll feel better for a few minutes, and then, so then it'll scab over and start to heal again, then it itches because it's healing, so then they chew on it again, you know what I mean? It's just a vicious cycle. They get caught in that vicious cycle. So my friend's dog would do that forever. It turned out he was allergic to corn and would scratch himself raw if he ever ate some. Yeah, and the Church has had something similar to that too, like with just a general skin irritation that would, would be itchy. And we've checked them; they don't have fleas. It's not fleas or anything like that. And the other cat is fine. Eclipse is fine. She grooms herself just a normal amount every day. So I know that it's specifically Church with his owies. And it's just infuriating. And especially infuriating because I'm trying to be productive here, and I can't be doing videos where all we can hear in the background is lick, drool, chomp, drool, lick, because it picks up on mic. It absolutely picks up on the sound, and I don't want this to be the licking show. So, I seen Boy from Space, 1980. Nope. The Boys from Space, 1980, is a unit of the BBC Schools TV series, Look and Read from the 1980s, covering language and reading for primary school pupils. Well, if it's geared towards primary schoolers, then I definitely haven't seen it, because I don't watch shows geared for primary schoolers. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm not in primary school. I tend to watch stuff that's for ages 12 and up. That's kind of my range. With a few exceptions, like I'll watch the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, but I mean, they really have appeal for everybody because they kind of had that subversive humor to them. But, but generally 12 and up. Church, knock it off. Psst, psst. Stop. Stop it. Stop it, buddy. You gotta stop. You're giving yourself worse owies. Trying to help you, buddy. I don't want you to hurt yourself. There we go. You alright? You okay? Yeah. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, buddy. I just don't want you to have owies anymore. Your head feels better. Yeah. We're gonna help you get all better, okay? Yeah. We'll help you get better. Aw, poor guy. Just had to give him some love. But, his head's feeling better. He used to have like a couple of scratches on his head, but seems to be okay. He's scratching himself more. But, yeah, we'll get him taken care of. But, yeah, I mean, in terms of, like, kids stuff, I mean, really the only sort of stuff for younger kids that I might watch is stuff that I watched. That's purely out of nostalgia, you know. But generally I don't watch a lot of that stuff because it's just not my generation, and it's not my thing normally. But yeah, most of the stuff that I watch would be like the 12 and up, or maybe like 9 and up, I'd say, because you know you have stuff like Transformers and whatnot, which is kind of in that range. But I like action adventure stuff. Mainly, like if you looked at my 80s cartoon collection, it's mostly action adventure cartoons, sci-fi, that sort of thing. So, yeah, see, like when I went over, I gave him pets and he stopped and just enjoyed the pets. So, I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, that cone should be arriving tomorrow or Thursday. We've already got the healing spray for his wounds. And he turns into a flurry of teeth and claws if you try to trim his nails, but we will be trimming his nails because they desperately need to be done. And that's part of the reason why I think he's getting those owies, is he doesn't let us trim his nails. Eclipse doesn't care. She lets us trim them. But, yeah. Coned that kitty, yeah. Oh yeah, we got a real cute one too. I wanted one that would be a little bit humiliating, but also cute. So it looks like a pumpkin, little pumpkin. So, and his head is the stem, and the collar part is green. So it's like he's. Oh my god! Did you hear that? Just like horking on himself, dude. Give it a rest. You're making it worse for yourself. Ugh. So it's like, I'll even have my noise canceling headphones on and I'll still hear him. Because of course he sits like 2 feet away from... Dude! Stop it! It's so gross. Did you hear that? That is so gross. What are you doing? Anyway, we're going to take care of that before it drives me absolutely mad. You got a feather on a stick? Use some classic misdirection. Well, yeah, except it's fucking 5 in the morning, or it's almost 6 in the morning, and I want to go to bed. But, well, yeah, see, I want to misdirect, but, like, he's, I want him to just shut the fuck up so I can do things. God. Stop. Just like slobber, 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 slobber. Anyway. Enough about that. Welcome to my hell. Get cats, they said. They help you relax, they said. The raid ended up making you less productive. Well, yeah, but that's okay. It was a nice raid. A lot of people stuck around. A bunch of people woke up and were like, who the hell is this guy? I'm out of here. Boring. I came here to watch video games, not some fat fuck going on about Doctor Who. Hey, I was always team not get cats when you're a creator. Yeah, I know. I mean, to be fair, I didn't have a lot of choice. Rosie was very insistent, so the sacrifices we make for our kids. That is one reason why I haven't filmed as much, is because the cats are such a distraction. You know, it's like sometimes borderline impossible to get anything done when you're trying to, when you got them around. But yeah, whenever Rose decides to move out on her own, though, she'll be taking the cats with her. So I mean, this is a limited time thing. So, and she ends up leaving the house while they run ramp. Well, there's, yeah, that too. I end up cat sitting a lot. I mean, theoretically, they are the quieter choice. Well, then dogs, certainly, yeah. And I mean, the fact that they self-groom is definitely handy, and they're pretty low maintenance in terms of what they need generally, like just food and litter, water. You know, and they got toys, and they got each other to play with and wrestle with and stuff, so they don't get bored or lonely. But yeah, they very much have their own personalities, though. Dogs are well, that's true. Dogs are like, I mean, you can train cats, but it's a lot harder. It takes a lot longer for it to kind of sink in, and also for them to be receptive to it, if they are receptive to it. But dogs are definitely easier to train, for sure, and to discipline. You know, like if we had a dog, we could probably pretty easily train him. It's like, okay, it's filming time, you got to be quiet now, and then he'll just, like, you know, plop down on the couch or something and just chill while you do the filming, and then, you know, give him a treat after for a reward, you know, or pets, or, you know. But then you gotta exercise them. You gotta take them out and walk them, toss the ball and stuff. And I just don't have the time or inclination or desire to do any of that. You know, as much as the companionship and loyalty of a dog would be nice, I do like dogs, but just higher maintenance and stuff that I just would not have the time or inclination or energy to do. So, cats were the trade-off. God damn it, church. You have to stop. Anyway. Before I go absolutely mental, I think I'm going to sign off for tonight. And get a good night's sleep. Nice thing is, though, I can close my door and turn all the fans on, so I don't hear a damn thing. You know, so that's fine. And they're fine on their own out here. They got a few places that they like to lay and stuff, so, and they generally stay out of the stuff. They're pretty good that way. Sorry, inner ear. Oh my God, stop. Okay, sun is rising. I'm going to go try and get in an hour nap with small Ragnar before he has to go to school. Yeah, well, you rest well, too. So good to see you. Miss you. Love you. Have yourself a wonderful morning. Alrighty. Well, take care, everybody. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you again soon. We'll try again tomorrow. Sometimes that's how it goes. But, you know, you know, a lot of unexpected twists to tonight. Like the raid was huge and a lot of fun. Wish more people had chatted. It would have been nice to have some new folks in the chat. But then Saucy Poppet came along, who's, you know, one of my oldest internet friends. Well, I don't mean that you're old, other than knowing what Ventrilo is. but you know what I mean. Anyway, have yourselves a wonderful night or morning or whatever. I'm going to probably make a bologna sandwich and put all that stew away. And then, God damn it, church. Stop. So I'm going to give you a spritz if you don't knock that off. Seriously. That's too much. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. I'll see you next time. Good night. Thanks for coming out. Sayonara. Stream Deck, too far away. Ugh. Oh my God, church, stop. Stop. Oh, the cone is supposed to arrive Thursday. I'm hoping it arrives early, like in about 5 minutes. We'll see.